disappointed in yourself?
Where'd you guys watch the game at?
I'm just old, and staying up late for a football game is hard.
It is.
I'm with you. We're yawning right now.
We put the TV in the backyard. I just
Sweet.
fired up the griddle. I did taco smash burgers.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds really good.
I'm a fan of those.
Smash burger tacos.
I'm a
whatever you
fan
call
of those.
them. Yeah.
Whatever. I like them.
I saw it a few months ago on the old socials, and I'm like, I'm doing that.
Yeah, no.
Hello, and welcome back to the Lee Summit Town Hall podcast. I am your host, Nick Parker. Just a reminder that the podcast is brought to the good people of Lee Summit by Budget Blinds of Lee Summit, a great local business run by a great local family. It is your home for enlightened style shades. It's also your home for decor items like throw pillows and our favorite thing, those robot shades. That's right. If you're ready for the smart functionality on all the things in your house, if you want to say, hey, Alexa, hey, Siri, hey, Google, whatever your hey command is, this is the place to get the technology so that you can open your shades just by using your voice. Don't we all love that kind of laziness? Hey, something else about Budget Blinds and the Stoddard family who runs this local business and their continued support of all things in our community. I actually got a message the other day asking if we were returning with our partnership with Budget Blinds to bring Santa in for our annual Story Time with Santa event in December. And the answer is yes, of course. Santa will be back. We'll have Santa at Budget Blinds later in December. Stay tuned for those details. Also scheduled in December. We're bringing this back too. It's our live interview with the big man. So if you're ready to ask all those questions to learn about his story, about how he makes everything happen the way he does, we'll have that chance. Hey, when you're ready to make your home the best it can be, head on down to the heart of Lee Summit right in downtown. Go to Budget Blinds. Tell them Nick sent you. With us this week, Josh and Lanni Edwards, the crazy owners of Calaveras and Smoke. I say it's crazy just because you guys are always doing different things. And here's why you guys are on, actually, because you just opened a new pop-up thing for Calaveras, Netherworld, and I want to talk a little about that. What I like about you guys is you're willing to just try things.
Well, you have to. I mean, you know, restaurants are, a friend of ours that owns restaurants in other parts of the city had said, you know, you're going to throw 100 things up on the wall and one or two of them are going to stick. So you got to keep trying. You got to keep things moving. You have to find new ways to get people interested, especially right now where it's, you know, everyone's dollar is stretched pretty thin right now. So give people an experience. And that's kind of where the idea from this came from.
Well, and you know, the food is good and content is always king, right? The food is good. But yeah, you got to like play on that experience part of it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, we like to go out to eat as much as anyone else, but you just kind of get into the same of, I'll just cook at home tonight. I don't feel like going out. It's the same food over and over and over again. So, you know, let's just give people a little something different.
You guys do, I think, like to go out more than almost anybody I know.
Yeah,
you
we go
guys
out all the time.
Love hitting new restaurants and new places, whether it's here in Kansas City or when you're traveling around. I feel like you guys get to do that. You make yourselves do it a lot more than anybody else.
So yesterday being in, where were we at yesterday?
Bentonville.
We tried, 4 different restaurants, I think?
Yeah, just real quick hit 4 different
grab
ones.
grab an app and bounce just to try it, meet people. And then this guy over here ends up just usually in their kitchen or talking to an owner or manager. And
I end up in a lot of kitchens.
He does.
Pretty well, almost any restaurant we sit at for any length of time, I pretty well end up in their kitchen.
Which is great because not only you learn about the restaurant, but you usually get a little snacky.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit of a snack. I don't know. I'm a kitchen geek. I like, you know, see how other people are set up and seeing the equipment that's in there. And
seeing who's smarter than us.
That's really the biggest part of it.
Things look
well,
cool
look,
out.
if you're me, the answer is everyone.
We feel that a lot.
All the time.
I like, too, that you just order apps because really, I mean, it's more fun. I love appetizers. They're fun. They're easy. They're quick bites. But also, I feel like that's where I can know whether or not I'm going to love your restaurant.
I would agree with that.
Right?
You don't have to commit to a full meal. You know, try it. If you don't like it, then bounce.
It's kind of like I have another show that we talk about beer a lot, and so I feel like Nigel says this: if you go to a new place and you try like a lager, you're gonna know if they're good because you can't hide.
That's my mark of a good brewery. Not to go down Smoke's rabbit hole, but if you can make a good Pilsner, you can make good beer.
Right.
You're right. You can't hide anything in a Pilsner. You can hide a lot in an IPA. You can hide a lot in a stout. There's nothing to hide. There's nowhere to hide in a Pilsner.
What is the food equivalent of that?
Ooh, I'm sure Lanny and I will think differently on this. I think wings is probably a big one. A properly done wing. I'm a big fan of French dips, and so I like simplicity in food. We do some nutty, stupid stuff at both restaurants, but
yeah, you do.
If someone can,
but I love it.
Thank you. If someone can make a standard sandwich like a French dip, and the bread is the perfect crustiness, the right melt on the cheese.
It's going to be crusty. The crustiness in the bread and the cheese is sticking points.
Well, I think when you bring up sandwiches, bread, like if you know your bread choice to go with the type of sandwich, that's key.
Firm believer in that. You're not going to use the same type of bread for a Cuban that you use for a French dip, that you'd use for a Reuben, that you'd use for a hoagie, or just a standard submarine sandwich, something like that. Every bit of bread has to be different and tailored to that sandwich. And that's really what Food World is to me, is just doing something and executing it well. It doesn't have to be foie gras and all sorts of other crazy stuff.
Gross.
Take simple food and do it well.
Are you in agreement? What are you going to judge on? I know it's a shock. I'm asking Lanny if she's ever been judgy.
The first thing's a cocktail for her.
Okay, yes. I'm a tad bitchy from time to time when it comes to decor and
no, that's fine.
Cleanliness and bathrooms and food.
I like that thought of taking what's the food twist of if you can do a nice Pilsner, you can do good beer.
So for me right now, my hyper focus with Cal and Beetlejuice is coming off of Tiki and doing edible orchids and all of the things. So I've been sourcing out Halloween. Cocktail accoutrement is not as easy as like Christmas or even Tiki, because people do Halloween, or not Halloween, but like Hawaiian theme parties and luau's and things like that. So that's been interesting. So I hyper focus on aesthetics and the look of like food and cocktails. So
I was wondering where you were going with that, because he asked a question about food and you brought it back around. It worked. I just was curious where you were going with that.
So I care about aesthetics, because if you don't like to look at it, why do you want to put it in your mouth?
That's fair. That's fair.
I didn't even mean to say that.
I mean, I'm going to edit a little bit, but that's fair. Or maybe I'm not, because
you don't have to.
Because why?
I mean, the Hawk Tui girl is, all the rage right now.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently she's also a podcaster now too, and probably making a lot more than me.
Oh, I'd say. I think she got picked up by like Barstool or something like that. It's like, come on.
Yeah. I want that Kelsey Brothers money.
I don't blame you.
Can somebody pay me $100 million for Lee Summit Town Hall?
Oh, definitely. I'm sure it's coming.
Offers are coming.
Look, just suburban news and feature podcasts, I'm sure, are super popular.
Is that what they were? Is that what Kelsey Brothers are getting?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. For how long a contract?
I think it's 3 years. Wondery, who from Amazon. I think $100 million.
That's not Joe Rogan money, but it's getting there.
It's getting there.
Wow.
I mean,
who's Joe Rogan?
He was a comedian. He was the
air quotes comedian.
Yeah, I mean, loosely termed. He did a Fear Factor. He was on the show News Radio. Anyway, what was he? He was with Spotify, I think.
Yeah, I think Spotify, because when they used to give a lot of money.
Yeah,
but we don't need to talk about them. Let's talk about Calaveras.
All right, let's talk
about Netherworld. You guys, I mean, we can start it, I guess, a little bit. You just finished your second pop-up concept idea,
right,
with the tiki themes, right? And now we're moving on to the fall. It's Netherworld, which I feel, Lanny, is really more up your alley. Like weird Halloween craziness it seems to fit you guys more.
I have had a blast shopping for it, finding cool things to do, neat projects. I mean, the amount of black floral that I bought in weird things like that, covering like one whole wall, green velour couches to recreate the Beetlejuice kind of movie scenes, like pictures for selfie walls, animatronic, lots of Beetlejuices. They scare the bejesus. I don't like them, honestly, because I forget
they got us in the warehouse about, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
We were in the warehouse putting things together and just trying to make sure that, what we had bought we thought was going to be good. And she had just built the damn thing. and I had plugged it in. She didn't know it, and she walked back by like 15 seconds later, and Michael Keaton's voice comes out, and it's just loud and obnoxious.
I screamed and
she
ran.
She freaked the hell out.
Yeah.
Have you had any customers scream and run yet?
Well, we were out of town last night, so we don't know.
You don't know how opening night went.
I mean, we knew opening night was going to be a dud. It was the home opener of Chiefs game, so you're going to pick the Chiefs. Beetlejuice or Netherworld's going to be there over and over and over again for the next 50, 60 days. So we knew last night was going to be slow. We'll see tonight.
And this is I think an aside, but as restaurateurs, how do you compete with those things? I mean, in a crazy metro like we are here, where everybody's Chiefs nuts. I mean, do you just have to just kind of swallow? We're not going to have a great night.
Yep,
move
pretty
on?
much.
That's what we've come to, and so. A guy that does marketing for us, when I sat down with him last year before Chiefs season ever started and said, okay, we're 3 months out from Chiefs season. I want to build a Chiefs following. I want people there. I want a rowdy game day. And he looks at me and he goes, so what would it get to take you to change where you watch the game?
Yeah.
And really I sit at home. Usually dad
Your
comes
backyard.
over.
Yeah.
The TV.
I'm not going to go to a bar and restaurant to watch a Chiefs game. Free food wouldn't get me to go there. I like being on my couch. I like being able to yell at the TV. I like
Clean bathrooms.
Yeah, I mean, so there's nothing a bar and restaurant's going to do that's going to make me go there. Now, once a year, maybe. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is that I might go for maybe a playoff game.
Yeah.
A playoff game, and because we're lucky here in Kansas City, we can pick and choose between the multiple playoff games. But
it didn't used to be, but yeah.
No, there was a long set of years for a while.
There was a lot of set of years of misery.
But yeah, I think you're right. I don't think there's not much that would get me to change from the comfort of my couch. I've already bought all the drinks.
Yeah.
I can switch up the cocktails if I want to, because I have lots of choices.
Yeah, so we've stopped trying to build a game day. We have tried catering things in the past. That doesn't seem to work. I mean, John was at your place last night. He brought over our pork rinds. Maybe I need to do a pork rind special on game day. So
yes,
the pork rinds
just for me. I don't care. Anybody else.
Don't care about that.
and dipped in the cheesy brisket dip is amazing.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do it on top of it. If you dump the cheesy brisket over the
it would
top,
get soggy
really quick.
You got to go dipsies.
Plowboys used to do one of those at Arrowhead when we were up there. When we had our stands in Arrowhead, Todd from Plowboys would do a nacho, and the first 3 or 4 minutes they're amazing, and then it just soaks in and they get soggy and you're chewing on wet pigskin.
Right. Well, which I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a man of a certain size, and really, I don't care if the pigskin is soggy. I'm going to eat it. It's
okay,
pigskin.
that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, it's not my favorite,
but you're still going to eat it.
But it's pigskin. It's not going to waste.
I understand that.
Josh, tell me about the new burrito that we launched at Calaveras with the pork belly and the chicharrones.
Yeah, so we've got a new burrito there. We added 3 or 4 new menu items for the pop-up. Nothing really themed. I don't feel like there was a lot of themes to be had with food in Beetlejuice. The movie itself is so...
Right.
Yeah, just macabre. That I didn't feel like food really fit, and you're just going to throw some cheesy names at stuff. But we did launch a pork belly burrito. So it's got... So all the pork belly now for Calaveras is smoked at smoke and then brought back down, cubed up, chilled, deep fried. So the burrito itself has just an enchilada sauce, rice, pork belly inside, rolled up, douse it with queso, and then over the top of it, crushed pork rinds.
Ooh.
Something, and we didn't do it. I say chef. Guillermo hates it when I call him a chef. He wants to be known as a really good cook. But Guillermo's just coming up with some really cool stuff. And
sounds.
The textural is so much fun with that.
Yeah.
She wouldn't try it.
I don't like pork belly.
I know.
It's not for me.
Don't
look at me like that.
You're gonna have 3 minutes of silence. And you need to think about what you did wrong.
Think about what you just said.
She literally will not even. She eats bacon and really likes bacon, but will not try pork belly.
We're gonna have to have a therapy session now.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm turning to face you.
It's the thickness. I just don't. It's too chummy for me.
It's because it's cute.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
It's the
fat in it.
It's the fat.
It's the
to
the
crisp
fat in
ratio.
bacon is crisp,
right?
But the fat in pork belly has to be that way.
Sexy.
Yeah, because the meat is so tough that you've got to have the fat to counterbalance it.
Yeah.
Not for me. I can do my beans and avocado. Leave me be.
I don't even. You know when teachers used to make you write sentences?
You want me to say it over and over again?
Bart Simpson.
100 times.
I will eat pork belly. I will eat pork belly. You're in timeout. That's what
She won't even do it. I know. I got her to eat steak tartare, and she won't touch pork belly.
Wow.
Now that she was a little boozy. We were at a place called Husk in Nashville, which is a phenomenal restaurant by one of my favorite chefs, Sean Brock. But she was just boozy enough that we actually got her to eat, and she finished a portion of it, steak tartare.
I did. It was delicious. I will say that.
And that is one of those things that you kind of have to get your brain past. But it's so good.
It is. Carpaccio doesn't seem as much like that because it's so thin. You don't really think about it. But steak tartare with the egg and everything else you've really got to wrap your head around it.
Well, and I think at our generation's age too, like I still have my grandmother from the Depression era. Like everything must be cooked.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean. Where like they had to cook all their food as well done as possible.
It's ruined so many good foods.
Yeah.
We're getting off on a tangent here, but that's one of my things that I really pick on is I would take a pork chop over steak any day as long as someone is properly cooking it. So we grew up, our generation grew up where pork chops were cooked to, 180, 190 degrees because trigonosis was a thing back in those days. Well, it hasn't been since like 1980 something, but now that it's gone, if you cook a pork chop to a good medium rare, they're fantastic.
I feel like it was about maybe late 90s, early 2000s when restaurants finally were like, no, look, the way pigs are raised now,
we can do this.
We can give you a medium rare. We can give you a rare. It's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. There hasn't been a case of trigonosis in like 30 some odd years in the United States.
There we go. Well, let's get back
off.
to.
Sorry, go back.
No, they're good. That's kind of why I like having you guys on because I like going 7,000
rabbit holes.
Directions.
Squirrel.
But I do want to talk about the pop-up thing because it's crazy. I remember you guys did the Christmas one. It seems longer ago than it was, and you were telling me it was super successful for you as business owners, but also just the experience for people, for the customers was awesome. And then you said, we're going to do another one. And you did the tiki thing this summer, and now you're doing a third one. And I'm like, that's really cool. I love that you guys are doing it. But I also think that seems to be a lot of extra work.
It is a lot of work.
I thought Christmas was amazing.
We screwed Christmas up. I mean, let's just be honest with everyone. We screwed Christmas up.
We weren't ready. The staff and ourselves were not ready for that kind of influx in business, and
so the volume was just so much more.
23,000 people in 45 days.
Holy moly! Now let's give people a comparison.
Okay,
what is a normal month? Let's just say month of traffic.
Honestly, I don't know. I've never even. I would say probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 7,000 to 8,000.
From 7 or 8 to 23.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
The kids weren't ready. We weren't ready. Bartenders, everyone. Everyone was so excited, and the kids made hella tips. So I mean, and they worked hard for them. They deserved them. But towards the end, they were fizzling out. So what we learned going into Tiki was to prep them more, to hire on more staff, to give them smaller sections to make sure no one gets burnt out and tired and ending up not liking it. It should be fun for the staff too. For Calaveras, we are letting them wear. So we let them wear Tiki. We encourage them to wear ugly Christmas sweaters, stuff like that. We're letting them wear Halloween within my parameters of appropriateness.
We all know what Halloween can be.
Right.
Oh, you're right. We don't have to say.
We don't need 20 sexy nurses from the Halloween store or whatever, right?
No, I mean, we see all that anyway with them coming around for it, and even the Christmas is even worse, actually. So
yeah.
I'm
gonna go ahead and say it. It's slutty Christmas. The pub crawls. It's slutty Christmas. It's what it is.
Well, the ladies like what they like. I don't know. They have a reason to dress up. I don't understand it when it's like 0 degrees outside, and I don't want to be, but I'm cold all the time, so I wouldn't want to be half naked. But
how do you like it, Lanni? Because I look, we've talked about this before. I know what you went through to make Calaveras the look that it is.
Yeah.
And you keep doing these pop-ups that change it a little bit. Is that hard for you?
Josh hates to work with me. because
Well, that was before too, though.
well, that was before too. But then doing a pop-up, he was like, with my interior design background, I have a vision for placement of aesthetics and things, and it's really hard to manage that many people and say, here's a box of stuff, go find a place to put it, because inevitably I'm going to tell them they put it in the wrong spot. So he was like, none of us are making decisions, you need to point and say where it goes, because I do have but right. I'm also the one that's been shopping for all this stuff, so when I buy it, I have in my head a place for it. So
it's still playtime. Because what I was wondering was if it was hard for you to kind of change the look that you went for, so you worked so hard for Calaveras.
No, because
itself as a base,
it still shines through. I don't like it when the walls get damaged. That really clings onto my OCD when I see some things getting messed up because of what we did do and how hard it was and how much it took to do. But that just comes along with wear and tear and, what are you doing? Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Why are you asking?
So, yeah, no, I mean, it's hard. And then I have to be reined in by Josh and Jeff and stop, because when is enough? Like, as far as...
See, that's actually what I kind of like about you guys in your restaurants is that your answer is, I don't know.
Well, and enough's never enough. So and we're very open now about, ever since last year and how Christmas went and we made the mistakes. So now we're being a little bit more about a forefront about it. Yes, our menu is more expensive during a pop-up. Absolutely. The amount of money that we spend to make these things look this way, it has to be over the top. It has to be, oh, damn. So, if you come in, and there's been a few pop-ups around Lee Summit that people have tried to come in and do themselves, and, they spend $1,000, maybe $2,000 on some tinsel and a couple Christmas trees, and
that's great.
That's great. No, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're going to do what we try to do, that it has to completely be an immersive experience. That, hey guys, we're raising our prices for this percentage for this time period. Average family of four is going to spend about an extra $20 for the hour and a half experience that you're here, but you've got thousands of things to look at. You've got hundreds of places to take pictures. So much that it's not just about eating. It's really about living that experience. And so we've done better about that with the last Tiki pop-up of explaining that and, trying to let people know that, yeah, you're getting something fun to do instead of just, oh, you're now paying $5 for a ground beef taco, whereas before you were paying $4.
Right. How important do you think it is? And I think, again, you like to go to restaurants. You hit a lot of different places. Really that experience part of it is it as important as the food? Are they equal? Is it like where are you guys kind of seeing the balance of that? Because I love that you're trying to create a different experience, and I'm just curious the business side of it. Like, how does that balance out?
I think it needs to be. It needs to be equally. The food has to keep its integrity and be good. With that being said, I think the decorations. I see people even with us in those 5. What were we decorating for 5 days? 4 days? Whatever.
Yeah, we left yesterday at 11 to go to Bentonville, and so we started on Sunday, and there was minimum of 4 people there, maximum of 10, 12 people there throughout those 4 or 5 days.
So it took us that long to hang that much and put together things. So I think, to me, the way I feel like, and I with us having 3 kids, we try to make everything family friendly because I want our kids are at this weird age. They're too old to trick or treat. So that's something I would take our kids to. Like, let's go do this for Halloween together. Like, kind of like when we go out to Pal Gardens for Quixotic and stuff. Things like that when your kids get older. But we didn't want to do it gory and scary because we want families with little kids to come. And then we've kept on things learning from Tiki and Christmas, a non-alcoholic slushy mocktails, things like that for sober movement and for kids. We're just trying to be.
That seems to be growing.
It really
lot.
Is.
Sober movement is really, really becoming a big thing. It's hurting the brewery world. Your other podcast is, of course, about beer. We own a brewery. We can dive down that rabbit hole.
Well, I'm just curious, is that something that restaurants and bars are really having to pay attention to now?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't do great at it. We've got a couple NAs on our menu, or mocktails, whatever you want to call, but
we've got some NA beer, and then at Calaveras we have a coconut lime sparkler That's
and basically a hibiscus mule without the vodka
or tequila, without a spirit in it. And
so yeah, there's we were at, and this is a couple of years ago. My dad, our brewer at the time, Spencer, and then my buddy, who lives in Denver, who designed our logo for Smoke. We're just wandering around the Lower Highlands.
Right.
That's where we were staying, and we pop into this place that looks like an amazing bar. We all walk in. None of us had ever been there, and walk in and sit down, and it was a complete bar of NA.
Wow.
No alcohol at all.
Wow.
We left. I mean, we didn't stick around, but you know. So yeah, it's definitely becoming a thing. I think you'll see it in Kansas City in the next few years. I think you'll see, if there isn't already, maybe there is, but I think you'll see some bars pop up.
I think there's a couple in close to the downtown area. I feel like I've read that. I was just curious, like, is that? I know you have to pay attention to it a little bit because you want to cater to everyone. Is that business wise? Are the margins kind of the similar? Do you have to adjust things?
No, margins are better. Because in all honesty,
you're not buying the booze.
Yeah, there's no booze in it, and from what we've seen, and you especially go to a place like the high end cocktail bars like Libations or Dubs or Hand in Glove here in Lee Summit, you're going to pay about the same price for a mocktail that you're paying for a cocktail.
Yeah.
So I mean, it may be a little bit less, but it's not much. So the margins are definitely better.
I mean, it's better than the sales on a soda, which is $3-4, and
right.
Now they're buying an $8 mocktail.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah, love it.
And look, there's no booze, so you can drink a lot of them.
Yeah, they can keep going. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, no one gets stupid.
Right. So you're not having to take any keys away from anybody either.
Nope, not at all. Back to the question you had about as far as the experience versus the food versus.
Yeah.
So we failed on 2 of those last year. Our kitchen was not ready during Christmas to be able to pump out that type of food. Our food supplier wasn't ready. I mean, he was going 2 or 3 times a week to Restaurant Depot because his company was just out of stock of the stuff we were using. We had talked.
We were running a company, a huge food purveyor out of certain items. So now going into
basically Chihuahua cheese. That was the number one thing is they could not keep up with the production.
Keep enough cheese.
No, and so we sat down and had to talk with them about a month before this one that, hey, so trying to fix that.
They're stocked up on cheese. So, weird problems to have.
Yeah, and so our chef last year was great. She was very creative. She was really organized, really good at creating food. None of us just really understood what it was going to be. I mean, we talked to.
Well, you just said you went from 7,000 or 8,000 in a month to 23,000.
Yeah, so
I mean,
there's no way to be prepared for that and really understand it. So we screwed up on the food side of it. The food could have definitely been better. It came out quick enough, but it was just us being ill prepared. The next thing was service, and so our servers were not in any way, shape, or form ready for
the volume.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got a line out the door at 11 o'clock and that doesn't stop till 11 o'clock at night.
That is both scary and beautiful.
You're right.
It
exactly.
Is.
You're exactly
Absolutely.
right. It was great on one side. So for Snow Globe, the Wednesday before Christmas, it was awful. I can see it in color. It was like one of the worst days of my life, to a point where I walk in, the volume was so large. They're frying chips at like 6 o'clock at night, which means we went through a lot.
Yeah, your restaurants are not small in size.
No.
Not huge, but not small. No, Cal sits about 180 and Smoke sits 150 inside, 140, 150, something like that. So, no, not small. But
yeah.
So we made a lot of people very unhappy during that time for Snow Globe. And it's taken us a long time to try to get those people to come back to us and like, hey, we just were ill prepared. We come back, try us again. We'll try to make things right with you. And we've done very well at that. So this year, it's been long preparations for these pop-ups of, first of all, we have a new general manager there who's fantastic and excellent and really, really good with the staff and does well with training. And so we started talking about these pop-ups months before they happened and starting working on training and working on proper steps. And hey guys, it's going to get busy again. So even though, we're kind of in a lull right now where this is in the last few weeks where it's August and everyone's going back to school and everyone paid for all the school shopping. And so it's a little slow. Act like it's busy. Think like it's busy. Because as soon as this next pop-up hits.
Ready to get hit.
Yeah.
How hard is it to kind of to bring customers back? Because you just said, sometimes we make mistakes. And since we're talking about experience and the importance of experience, how hard is it to bring people back?
I mean, a lot of it is if it's something that we can respond to someone personally. Josh and I will pick up the phone. If there's a phone number, we'll call them. We want to know what the customers have to say. We want to know what happened. We also get staff side of what happened, to how to correct things and how to grow and change and get better. They did really, really good during Tiki, and I think that was goodwill for Lee Summit residents that, they were more on point. I think back to the Wednesday before Christmas when I was in the kitchen frying chips, I sent him home to go get teenagers to come in and help.
Our 3 kids.
Yeah.
Listen, small business owners, man, you got to put them kids to work.
It's
right.
I mean, it's same. It's.
My point is they were so burnt out, and this is where we've gotten better and staffed up, that I've got teenagers in there and one's taking selfies and one's having a snack, and I'm like, you've got 3 owners and 2 of the owners' 3 kids in here. Now's not the time to be taking selfies. She was like, but look at my eyeshadow. I'm like, sweetheart, your eyeshadow looks great, but can we get back out here?
It'd look even better if you were delivering that plate.
Right. So it's just
blessing a table, checking on your tables, doing anything other than taking a selfie.
Her eyeshadow was really cute, so I will give her that.
Couldn't have taken that out of the lineup.
But so it's just things like that, not letting them get burnt out, making sure we have staff meals or snacks or things like that for the staff, just keeping their energy up and going, because I feel like the tables really, really feed off that. If the server seems miserable.
Oh, I love a great server.
Right.
I mean, that amps up everything.
Mm-hmm.
If I can interact and have a relationship even for an hour, right?
It makes it more fun.
It makes it a much better meal.
Yeah.
And experience. And you feel like you're being catered to a little bit.
Well, you feel special.
Yeah.
Man, that's honestly, why do you go out to eat? Because I don't want to do it myself. I want to be served.
Like, food is always better when somebody else makes it and delivers it.
I agree.
Same.
Complete.
I mean, I feel like I'm a decent cook, but it's always better.
It's like, this is something Lanni and I have talked about for years. Why are salads always better at restaurants than they are at home?
Just said that.
I mean, not that I eat a lot of salads. I probably should eat more, but
I do, can't you tell?
yes, you're very svelte.
Thank you. No, you're right. I'd never thought about it like that. But even salads taste better at a restaurant.
And well,
phenomenally so.
Why everything tastes better in restaurants is butter and salt. I mean, it's
MSG.
butter and salt.
This is true.
I love me some MSG. I'm a big fan of it.
This is true. A friend used to work at was it Hallbrook? Was a chef there, and when he told us the amount of butter that went into like their birds when they cooked for the holidays, holy moly!
Oh yeah, it's staggering.
That's everyone loves our turkey at Smoke, and it's phenomenal. And the reason why it's phenomenal is because it's basted in butter.
Yeah, it's like 3 pounds of butter is involved in that.
I mean, yeah, the way we smoke our turkey at Smoke, not at Calaveras because we don't have turkey on the menu, it's sitting in a pan of marinade, which a good portion of that marinade is butter.
Right.
So it's smoked in butter, and everyone's like, oh, turkey's so healthy.
I'm going to get the turkey.
Not
I'm
ours.
going to be like...
Yeah.
No.
Sure you are.
Yeah.
Sure you are.
So we're going to do some fun things, like going back to Calaveras. Josh and I are talking about trying to do some events, like parties, things like that.
I'm drawing a blank on what we talked about. I know we talked about a bunch of them, but I'm completely drawing a blank.
We're like
costume
tarot
party, tarot reader.
parties,
Yeah, we're going to try to have a tarot
parties,
reader come in.
Cool.
Tarot reader just free to the guests to do some things like that. Josh checked into for coming up for this next Christmas a Buddy the Elf impersonator, but we can't afford him.
There's a guy that lives
here in town
in Kansas City.
But he is not cheap.
No.
He's going to New York and like Paris. We talked to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in Calaveras a couple times, and
yeah.
I'm like, hey, great, I'd love to have you out. He's been on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And then he told me his price, and my jaw hit the floor, and I'm like, we don't make that much profit in
We
2
can't
days.
afford you. Help
Would
me,
you
I'm
do
poor.
it for a pork belly and pork rind burrito?
Basically, yeah. I mean, here's a gift card.
I mean, to be fair, I'd probably say yes to a few requests for burritos. I mean,
All right.
I mean, I do that.
I'm
I
not
have no
gonna-
problem
I'm
with
not
that.
gonna-
I don't think
I'm
he's
not
going to
going
do
to
it.
say no to pork belly. I'm
No.
sorry, Lanny.
Do you want to come get dressed up? I will give you pork belly if you want to come get dressed up for
I don't know
pop-ups.
I don't know
Walk
that
around.
I know that I can do it a buddy impersonation, but I'm not.
I can dress you up like Santa or something.
There we go. There we
Okay.
go. I can pull that off.
I can do something. We're looking forward to. We can't open the garage doors now because we have too many decorations.
Yeah,
And
we've got to figure that out, though. We do so well at Oktoberfest of selling slushies out the front that I'm going to have to cut
Well,
down.
that
some
was
of the-
actually my next question. What are the Netherworld slushies?
So Netherworld slushies. We did a reduced menu. We found that out during Christmas that when you do 6 slushies, you're there every night making them because for some reason during Christmas, slushies just sold and sold and
It was
sold.
cold, and
And
I don't know
why they sold so much, but they did. But those machines only hold like 6 gallons apiece, and so
you've just got to be making all the time.
yeah, I mean a day where we had our busiest day there was 1,300 people in one day, and 6 gallons of slushy, you get basically 10 slushies per gallon, so you're going through 60. That's not hard to do. I mean, there's days that we went through 300, 400, 500 margaritas in a day, and so we've reduced it down to figure out what the top 2 are so we can double batch those or have 2 machines for them. So we're doing standard frozen margarita, which you can still do flavored, all the different flavors we have. We're doing a poison apple, which is a caramel apple, basically. So fall, think of
Fall
like eating a
feels.
caramel
Yeah.
apple. Orange creamsicle or orange screamsicles, if we're going to be kitschy about it. That's one of our best sellers that we used to do at Smoke. And then we do at Kids. So this year it's just purple.
It's
It's grape drink.
I realize that I'm almost 50, but if you throw a purple drink in front of me, I'm ordering it.
I know. I get it. I understand.
If you like seriously, if you had grape soda, I'd order grape soda. I don't know why I'm still a sucker for it, but I will.
I understand that.
We went to
It's like
breakfast
me and
this
High C
morning.
Orange.
Yeah, High C Orange.
I
or
love
grape
High C
juice
Orange.
Or apple juice.
I had apple juice for breakfast this morning, which grown ass man actually drinks apple juice?
Right,
You do.
right. But orange soda, grape soda, whatever. Yeah, I'm
I've
there. I'm still 12.
Yeah, I still have a love affair for Barks Red Cream Soda, which we had it on at Smoke for 6 years, and then all of a sudden it's like we can't get it anymore, so it's gone away.
I don't go often anymore, but if I am ever at a Gates, I still order the red.
They have Big Red at Gates.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Nice.
yeah.
Love that.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
so-
goes well with barbecue.
it's perfect.
Yeah,
For
Big Red.
the-
And again, it's like it's nostalgia too. It's I'm 12 and my uncle just got me
Takes you back to
the pork on bun and
right.
Yeah, I don't have bills. I'm not raising teenagers. I'm not.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little bit of nostalgia. Takes you back.
Back. So the cocktail glasses are. I learned from Tiki not to get super expensive glasses because they walk away.
We had some really cool tiki glasses that were actual ceramic that had the tiki heads, and
ended up in people's purses.
all of them are gone. I think we have like 2 left, and we had.
No, we've got 11 total out of like 75 left.
That's crazy.
They
Yeah.
steal everything.
I mean, I expect it because there's always some,
Nick,
right?
someone took a plunger. Someone stole a plunger out of the women's bathroom.
Who steals a plunger?
I don't know. Someone that
Someone
should be
that-
going out to eat if you have
I
to
mean,
steal a plunger.
Someone that left an urgent situation at the house
I mean-
and didn't want to stop by a store.
I mean, I'm hoping that what that means is you had something on your menu that was high in roughage.
I do not know.
Like somebody ordered the big salad.
I don't know.
Nice Seinfeld nod there.
Right? But so cocktail glasses. So I didn't do glass. So I found these plastic goblets that are like orange, purple, and red, and they've got like a skeleton hand like holding them. And then I found some black goblets for like the martinis, and then all the picks. And I found the staff loves me because I found plastic straws that have felt bats that you have to individually weave the bat on each straw.
That sounds awesome.
They're like,
but
"You're great."
I can imagine that they're like, I'm gonna stab her.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. And then all the gummies that they have to pick, and eyeballs and gummy worms and gummy spiders. And
Like gummy candies and drinks. I'm there for it.
I found 3D eyeballs.
Yes.
Yeah, they look cool.
That's
and they're different
awesome.
colors.
That is awesome. Are there prizes for people who come to the pop up in costume?
We're probably going to do
good
that at some
call.
point.
I
That's
like
a
that.
cool thing. We thought about doing costume contests, but no, I like that. I think we could just promote that. Come in the craziest costume and
something. Silly prizes.
I like that.
Oh, we should do a Beetlejuice night and see who dresses up like the best Beetlejuice.
Oh, you're going to get great ones if you do that.
That'll be fantastic.
So
that would be awesome.
Ordered,
Thanks,
but
Nick.
yeah.
Thanks for the idea.
Yeah. You want some?
I'm here for the ideas.
Yeah. Commission on that day whenever we do that for him.
Nick, I saw in your fridge there, we were talking about this earlier, you had the little buddy in there?
Yeah.
Can I snag? Do you have more than one of those? Can I snag one?
No, grab it. That was a joke purchase because I'd never seen them before.
Have you had them?
Yeah,
they're good.
It's not bad.
What is it?
It's just a little
8-ounce baby beer.
Yeah, I mean honestly, it's Miller's Lighty.
Yeah,
it's in that realm. Maybe a little Kersey.
It's kind of the nostalgia of it. It's like, do you remember the old Miller High Life 7-ounce bottles?
Yes. Yeah.
Let's be honest about that. That was road beers when I was 21, out hunting or we used to. I love those things. So that's, again, we're talking nostalgia.
I saw that before our road trip for our other show. I saw that in at one of the local liquor stores. And I'm like, that's a great kind of travel beer.
Can our candy machine do those?
We just have to get a different twist rinse, and we have to adjust the block that sets it up and down. So yeah, we could do them. Absolutely.
That is a good segue because I'm looking at the clock here. Let's talk a little bit about Smoke Brewing, your other restaurant. What's happening there? Other than you brought me some Shelter and Haze.
Shelter and Haze.
Which, by the way, purple can.
Purple can. Number one selling beer that we have. Time of year. It's usually flip flops back and forth between Herd Turtles and Shelter and Haze. So that one we just got into cans. It's in grocery stores all over Kansas City area now.
We got picked up in Kansas.
We got picked up for the whole state of Kansas for distribution. So
nice.
We should see that in the next month or two. Heading.
That's a little exciting.
It's really exciting. It really is, and we're not going to try to go to Wichita or Manhattan or anything like that. But we're a big fan of slow, so we're going to go pick out maybe 10 accounts in Kansas to dip our toe in the water and try to find some really good beer centric places where our style of beer, which you've heard me say it before, we make beer-flavored beer. We maybe do one flavored at a time, but for the most part, we make beer-flavored beer.
Right.
And so, really excited about that. That'll be fun.
There's a weird sound all of a sudden.
It's fun.
Oh, it's fun. Okay.
I don't know anybody in Texas, so forget that. Other than that, at Smoke, we'll have a new menu coming out. I can't tell you when because, honestly, we've been so focused on Calaveras that Smoke's kind of been the ugly redheaded stepchild that we have not paid enough attention to for a little bit. So we'll get back over there and start. We're going to do some new brunch menu items. Again, the guy that's our chef at Calaveras, Guillermo, is running both kitchens. Incredibly talented, and he's doing it with less people than we ever have.
Can he bring back the breakfast mac? I do this to you every time.
The breakfast mac is on for brunch if you ever want to come for brunch. Every Saturday and Sunday.
So hard. But yeah, you're right. Okay. I will take that as a shut up, Nick.
No, they can.
You can order it anytime.
Yeah, they'll do it.
We've always got things
that was my favorite after the night of the bars. Like
Well,
finish the night with breakfast mac.
Oh, finish the night. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So no,
I would clean that bowl.
That's a 17-ounce bowl. You realize that, right?
But a night out of drinking. And look, I'm not a small dude.
17 ounces of pasta.
That's something I've never got. That's never been us. Even when we were younger, we never went out to eat at the end of a night of drinking. I was always the person that wanted to go home. I'd rather just do it in the morning.
Yeah.
I did the occasional Taco Bell.
You'll do Taco Bell. That's
Well, and I told you last night, a friend brought over for the game that I had because I like to try to. I'm the one that says I'm gonna try everything on your menu at some point. Like if I like you as a restaurant, I take
You'll go through everything.
I want to eat. If I like what you're doing, I want to make sure I've tried everything. And so I had forgotten about the pork rinds because I'd been going through the rest of the menu and it just wasn't my habit anymore. And he brought over the smoked pork rinds last night. Those things did not last.
So
I mean, like 6 or 7 of us just went
completely took control.
We have them at Cal as well, but they're in a ranchero powder.
Ooh.
So you can get like the barbecue dusting or the ranchero, both equally good. Because I can go vegetarian and won't. I mean, I guess technically I'm not.
When was the last time? When was the last time you went vegetarian?
It's been a minute, but I had a hard time giving up those pork rinds.
Yeah.
Even trying to be like vegetarian. Not vegan. I still like cheese. But yes, they're
It's been like
delicious.
10 years since you went vegetarian.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was.
It was.
You can't even say that you can go vegetarian on a snap anymore.
I can. I could say I don't drink beer and I don't really like barbecue.
What'd you have for lunch today?
Nothing. It was terrible.
How about breakfast? What was breakfast?
All right, this
Fried
is a
chicken.
good place to kind of start wrapping things up.
All right.
We're
Ready?
arguing.
Some rapid fires. No. I want to keep the arguments going. That's good content. Favorite breakfast food?
At one of our places or in general?
Just you get up in the morning and you want breakfast.
Honestly, Josh's chicken B&G at Smoke, Nashville,
Oh, that's so good.
with cheese. If I'm gonna be bad,
That's good.
I don't eat breakfast.
Ever?
I mean, this morning we did. We were out of town, but fried chicken. It's something about fried chicken and breakfast with.
Do you throw waffles in there?
I'm not a waffle guy. I'm really not. I'm more of a biscuit. I'm going to go
That's
on record
fair.
right now
That's
and say
fair.
I'm more of a biscuit guy
Biscuit
than a
over
waffle.
waffle. I would choose a biscuit over waffle, but I love chicken and waffles.
I like waffles every now and again. It's that sweet component that I don't really get into.
Yeah, no, I feel that's why I think I like, if I'm gonna have waffles, I want like Southern chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
I want the Nashville hot chicken. I want a little, because I like the way the sweet then plays with the hot.
We had this morning, it was a restaurant in Bentonville called the Buttered Biscuit, and it was a hand-breaded chicken tender, or chicken piece. I'm assuming it was a tender. It looked like it. Pimento cheese on the bottom.
oh, the pimento cheese.
The pimento
Amazing.
cheese was amazing. Bacon
Amazing.
jam, bacon, zucchini pickles, which I didn't like it on the sandwich, but pulling them off, they were absolutely great. One of the better things we've had in a long time.
I don't think I've
Okay.
ever had a zucchini pickle.
I hadn't
was delicious.
either. It was good.
I'm not a pickle fan. I love other things pickled. I don't like cucumbers pickled. I
I'm
like
the same
pickles.
way. I hate cucumbers, period.
I like cucumbers
You just
raw,
like them pickled.
but I don't like them pickled. I don't know.
I like anything pickled.
pickled eggs. I'll eat.
Yeah, I've been digging on pickled green beans. There's these ones we buy at Hy-Vee called Mean Beans.
Yes,
They're like, what, $13 a jar, but they're
They're
fantastic.
amazing.
get that in a jar of pickled garlic.
I like that. I do that too.
Where do you get that at?
They used to have my Hy-Vee. I rarely see it anymore.
Like in the shark. The,
Yeah,
the
like-
pickled
like-
green beans
like
are in
where you
that
get all
little
your canned
charcuterie.
stuff.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they used to have little jars of pickled garlic.
I could be down with that.
I don't see it very often anymore,
Sure.
but it's so good.
I'm sure Amazon you can order.
I was
it.
gonna say we can probably get it on Amazon. I might
so
even get it today.
You're not into the night. You know, it's a night out. You're hitting some bars. You're not big eaters at the end of the night. So that was going to be my other question for you. Just kind of quick draw food questions. But you guys, I'll go this direction. You say you like to go on app and get apps.
Yep.
I think you hinted towards your answer here. But what is your go-to app?
I mean, I hinted towards wings, but that's not really it. Anything that's new and different on a menu. A creative way of doing something.
Chicken fried bacon.
Chicken fried bacon. Yeah, that was such a bitch to make. We had to stop that.
We brought it back, and then no one ordered it anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's really what it is for me, is looking at, like, I've never seen that way to do this before. I've never seen.
You want weird shit.
I like weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be like cow tongue, but just like new and exciting ways to do lingua.
No.
That's where I am.
My favorite lingua story is so you know the taco joint El Mercadito over
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
here in Lee Summit. When we moved the last time and my in-laws were over helping us pack up the kitchen, you know, wrapping dishes and stuff, right? And I was like, I'll just go get tacos for everybody. I love the lingua from El Mercadito, but I knew her parents would never, if I said it, they'd never go for it.
Did you feed it?
So I fed it to them, and then they're all like, "These are amazing tacos. We love these."
Oh,
and
by
I
the
went,
way.
"Oh, by the way, you just ate cow tongue." Her mom was so mad at me.
Did she freak out?
Not really too bad, but she wasn't happy.
I would not have been happy.
No, that would make you livid.
Yeah, I would.
But you liked
freak out.
them. She liked them. She was telling me how wonderful they were.
You know, it's kind of like one of those things that you like hot dogs as long as you don't know what's in them.
I'm not that guy, actually, where I'm like, okay.
I know what's in hot dogs, and it doesn't
Yeah.
bother me.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a lot
I don't
of
want to
people
watch
that-
it happen.
If I buy the expensive that say 100% beef, I'm getting an all beef hot dog, right?
Doesn't mean it's not beef heart or lingua.
Or other parts.
Well, you just effing ruined hot dogs for me.
I-
forever.
Sorry.
I like me some sauerkraut.
Like I feel the same way when I'm talking to people whose kids have already graduated, because mine's a senior this year, and they've already graduated, and I'm like, I want you to lie to me and tell me that it gets easier and cheaper, and they won't lie to me. I feel like that's the same experience you just had with hot dog. You were hoping we'd lie to you.
I would have preferred that. Yes, yeah. yes, I would have. So.
You knew better.
No, really, honestly, the ones that are the expensive hot dogs.
Well, if it says mechanically processed, I don't think it's anything.
What about like the Hebrew National and stuff?
I don't know. I don't know anybody.
I don't know enough hot dog knowledge to answer that question.
Well, I think you need another podcast to figure that out. Find a hot dog specialist.
We'll give everybody one last time. Give everybody the details. They want to go to Netherworld. When, where? Remind everybody all the details.
Go ahead, babe.
Okay.
So now.
So we are open now. So we open at 4:00 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We open at 11:00 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are closed every Monday we are closed. It is highly recommended to get reservations. It's of course free to enter, not like the other pop-up bars where it's charged at $30 or $40 to get in, and then you're still paying $15 for a cocktail. By the way, our cocktails are not 15. So yeah, it is just a really cool. We're really, really proud of this one. The layers of decorations that we started with, we've got one layer on the ceiling that's these giant purple and silver balls, and then you take another step down and it's, black and white umbrellas that look like they came out of, what am I trying to say?
Beetlejuice. They look swirly.
They look like Beetlejuice. And then all these different elements that you do that really to make these things as cool as they are, you just layer and layer and layer and layer, and to where, you can tell it, what it looked like before if you'd been in the restaurant, but to someone that hasn't, it's just a completely transforming experience. It's really, really amazing. So,
like, my mom is one of the most critical people I've ever met in my life. Love her.
Love you, Mom.
I do.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
And she walked in. She was out doing it because she works for us a little bit. And she walked in and she was like, "Wow, just wow." She was like, "This is amazing." And she's in her 70s, doesn't have little kids, doesn't have baby grands anymore. And she was like, "Me and my friends would come to this."
That's awesome. That's what you want.
Come on,
we just want everyone to come and feel special, have a cool experience, and just
have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome. And, if we can get Mom stamp of approval on things, that always makes us feel a little better.
Isn't that always the way?
Yeah, she'll tell me if something's not right.
Exactly.
Have you peeked your head in?
I haven't yet, because I just, I saw the social medias, and then I was like, well, get in here. Let's talk about it.
It's cool.
No.
It's cool. You need to come down.
I need to come down. I also need to figure out a way to make it to brunch.
I know. You want the back.
Oh, tell them about Guillermo's really quick. What was that thingy?
So we're going to be launching a brunch at Calaveras here.
What was the thingy that he made us?
Huevos rancheros.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
I mean, the funny thing is Guillermo, of course, is from Mexico. He'd never worked in a Mexican restaurant before. So everything he'd done was barbecue, pasta, American. And so, when he took over for us at Calaveras.
He's bringing things from home.
Yeah, I mean, he's never worked in a Mexican restaurant.
That's what we want.
It's amazing.
Like any dish where he says this was from Grandma, I'm there for it.
Yeah, you've got to be.
It was literally, and I don't like eggs on. I don't like wet eggs on things like that. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
This is at Calaveras?
Yeah.
That's a cow. Yeah.
Okay. Calaveras and Smoke, both in the heart of downtown Lee Summit, right on Southeast Main Street.
Yes.
Cheers. Thank you for having us on, bud.
Thank
Always.
you, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll see you soon. That'll wrap us up for this week. We'll talk to everybody next time.
Bye.